Hello everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to be pruning my roses. Please consider subscribing to my channel for some helpful tips. Now the rose I've got here is a David Austin Queen of Sweden. I've had this rose about 3 years, and what they advise is for the first year to cut it about 12 inches, and then the second year 18 to 24 inches, and after that they recommend that you can sort of cut it how you want. But if you're not sure, then cut a piece of wood about 12 inches, and that way you can get all your cuts the same length. Okay. The other thing I want to mention is some people say it doesn't matter how you cut it straight, cut it at an angle, and this, that and the other. So what I want to do is with 3 of the roses do 3 different cuts, and that way we can see which way is the best cut for you. So this one is a strong stem here, and I think even though it's 3 years old, I do want to, it's gone, Queen of Sweden grows a bit tall, so I just want to bring it down a bit. So using my stick there as a guide. Now this is going to be a test cut. I'm going to cut this cut straight. So on this one, I'm going to put a piece of string round it, so we know, take my gloves off, so we know then which 3 branches of the roses we're experimenting on. So I'm going to cut all the rest at an angle. This branch is going into the centre of the rose, so I want to cut that one off. And these branches are a bit thicker because it's 3 years old. With this one, I think I want to cut that off actually, because I don't think it's strong enough to hold any future branches or buds. So I want to cut that off down here and get rid of that one altogether. This one's growing inwards, so I want to cut that off. And these, I'm going to do them all at an angle. So now I've got 4 decent, and although this is crossing over, I've got 4 decent stems here. That's the one I've done the straight cut on. So we'll see how it goes. And this one here is the Ancient Mariner. And last year I put this support on because it did get quite heavy with all these branches. So this one we're going to have a test cut on as well. And we're going to be cutting this test cut. I'm going to use my stick as well so we get it all. I've painted the end of the stick so you can see it better. We're going to do the test cut facing outwards. And I'm going to put the string around that. And this way we're going to see which way the new branches grow. So I think it's going to grow outwards on that myself. And we have got quite a lot of branches on this one. Some are quite thick. This one, it does seem pretty strong, but I'm going to cut it there. Now this one's crossing over. I don't really like the way it's doing that, so I'm going to cut that one off. And the same with that one. I I really want just the straight branches if I can, no fiddly branches. This would get cut off. That will never hold, when that grows, that will never hold a new rose upright. And you may remember a few weeks ago, I wasn't sure about whether to cut them or not because we had such mild weather then that the rose bushes were starting to sprout leaves. And I'm glad I waited because we did have a hard frost, and in some areas of the UK it did have snow. So today is actually perfect because the rest of the week is really mild as well. So this one here is called Vanessa Bell, and this one I got last year and it was a bare root rose. So I only really want to cut this one about 12 inches. Okay, so using your stick as a guide, we're going to be cutting it about here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of that one. This one's sort of crossing over and this part of it has sort of died, so I'm going to cut that off. And I think I do want to just cut that off. And possibly that to there. And that way we can eliminate all these funny little branches. These here, I don't think they're going to hold very strong stems, to be fair. So I'm going to cut that one down to there. And let it start again. This one's a good branch to keep. And you can't go wrong with David Austin roses. They are superb roses. And of course they've won so many medals with the Chelsea Flower Show. I think they've won 25 years in a row. So this is how I'm keeping this one now. And this is one of my favourites. This is called Boscobel. It's got lovely blooms. And later on, I need to repot it because I've had this one about 3 years. There is another one that I need to repot as well. I'm going to use this one as a test cut as well. But this one, I'm going to angle it inwards. So that one, I'm going to tie the string round. So that's angling inwards, so we'll see which way the new growth comes on it. And this one I want to cut off because that part is dying and that part is a bit spindly, so I don't want that on either. And also that can come off. These ones, I think I'm going to cut these off. They are a bit spindly, so I hope this one will just grow new branches. And this one here is a whiter shade of pale. It's one of my absolute favourite roses. The roses are a lovely delicate pink colour and the scent is a real old rose kind of smell. I absolutely love it. It's one of the best scented roses that I've got. And I've got 8 David Austin roses, but I absolutely love this one. This is another one that I'm going to have to repot because it's been in the container and the soil will have to be changed about every 2 years. So I need to change the soil on this plant. If you can see there's some lovely new growth coming on that one. And here on this one, this spindly little branch here, that's not going to be any good at all. So anything like that, cut it off. And I think I'm going to cut this one off. I think that's looking a lot better. As well, while you're cutting your branches, you can also look out for any dead, dying or diseased branches. I've cut this one off here because that just seems to have no growth at all on that bit, so I've cut that one off. And also any spindly branches as well that's not going to hold any roses later on in the season, cut them off as well. They're not going to do any good, and they'll just bend down with the weight of the roses that grow on it. I was very lucky. Last year I went to David Austin Roses in Shropshire. It's such a beautiful place to go, and I would recommend going. This year I'm hoping to go in June, so hopefully I might make another purchase and add to my David Austin collection. I think I would like the Shepherdess, so I'm hoping to pick that up while I'm there, and hopefully go in June. The last time I went it was March, so there was no real roses that you could actually see. It was just where it was all laid out and everything. So hopefully while I'm there, I'll be able to see all the lovely roses growing and all the lovely gardens that they've got laid out. They've also got a lovely tea room there and a lovely gift shop. There's also staff there that are on hand to give you any advice and give you any tips on anything. It's a really good place to go. So I'm really looking forward to going. So please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video and have a lovely week. Bye bye.